And we're back. I got to see Transformers 1 a week early. And I've waited on this review because of that. Because after that movie, I just had so many thoughts. And I had to, wait until it all simmered down because I know it was because of the excitement. And I've watched it now a second time the day it's released on Thursday. I now know what I really feel for this movie. And this movie was directed by Josh Cooley, which I think he's the guy that directed Toy Story 4, or he directed a Toy Story movie is what I know. And then he's directed some other like animated short films, I think, or maybe one or two. I don't remember, but that's all I know about him. And Toy Story 4 was honestly okay in my opinion. It wasn't the greatest. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't, so, I guess really knowing that, like, after watching the movie, okay. I will say he did honestly a pretty good job, which, is good for the movie, right? I was really on the fence at first because and I know a lot of fans were, I'm a huge Transformers fan. I'll get that out of the way, right? I'm huge on Transformers, right? But I don't know, when I heard that Chris Hemsworth was going to voice Optimus Prime or Orion Pax in this movie, and then Scarlett Johansson as Alita 1, and then Keegan as Bumblebee, I don't know. I know a lot of us were just like not really happy with it. We wanted actual voice actors. We wanted, Peter Cullen to voice Optimus. We wanted each character to have their respective voice actor from before, either in the Michael Bay movies or in like the animated versions of them, like as in G1 or Transformers Prime, whatever. And it's just because we're used to it. We're used to those voices, and it's just something that we're all like accustomed to now, and it's just, we've grown to love those voices now, so it's what we know these certain characters as. But honestly, after watching the movie, I liked it. I'm surprised, honestly. It makes sense on, thinking about it now, why they went this route and why they went this way with the, I guess, younger voice actors, and why these characters were voiced in a certain way or directed in a certain way to sound a certain way. And it just makes sense because obviously they're younger versions of themselves. We know what each character is like now, in terms of like with the Michael Bay movies and that universe, or the Nightverse, which is, Bumblebee and Transformers Rise of the Beast. We know all that. Okay, it works. I feel like their voices fit them now after watching it, and it's not something that's super distracting while you're watching. You will get used to it after a while. It's not a big deal. Like, I know huge fans will get used to it after a while, but they'll notice it. Any regular viewer is gonna go in and just enjoy the movie for what it is. Here's one thing. I kind of did have a problem with, like, and not a huge problem, it's just like it kind of stuck out a bit. The delivery lines in certain points, especially with like maybe Bumblebee or Orion Pack, they do fall a little flat sometimes. Scarlett Johansson, in my opinion, did honestly the best out of all of them. She did amazing, honestly. And then I forget who voices D116, which is Megatron. I forget who voices him, but he also honestly did really good as a young version of Megatron. The jokes in terms of Keegan and Bumblebee always kind of fell flat a bit every now and then. And I get it's like a kid's movie, but like saying that, this movie does know when to stay serious and when to like leave those jokes behind, which I absolutely love that it can do that, because when it gets serious and it gets a little dark, it stays on that, and it just like lets you feel that emotion, or lets you be in that moment. It doesn't just ruin it with a joke right after. Certain movies do, like specifically the one everyone knows, Marvel. It's nice to be able to actually sit and feel the emotion and emotional scenes or serious darker scenes. I love that. So I love that they did that. There's jokes, but yeah, they keep it, they tone it down a bit, but those jokes kind of do, I don't know, they fall flat for me. The animation was honestly really good. I love how at first, when this movie's teaser trailer first came out, we were all kind of worried. It seemed a little off for us. I guess it's because we're not used to it, but mainly because before this movie was, we were shown this movie, we all heard that this movie was had a beautiful, beautiful animation, and everyone seemed to think, even I seemed to think, oh, we're getting something like Into the Spider-Verse or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that, those new movies, those animated movies where it's like a mix of 2D and 3D. So that's what we were expecting, but we got full on 3D, which makes sense. I don't know. That was a little bit of a letdown, but that's because of us. It's still like as you're watching the movie on the big screen, you can. I love the details. I'm over there just like immersed and looking at every little thing at my second viewing, just like how detailed the animation really is. And it's a Transformers movie, so it's like metal and all that. Or even while you're watching it, if you paid close attention, it's like, okay, that's kind of impressive. And I love how clean and shiny everything looks. So that's nice for once, because we get normally old looking realistic metal most of the time because of the Michael Bay movies and what the live action has given us. There wasn't anything I had to say bad about this movie really, other than like maybe the jokes, but that's about it. Obviously, I love this movie. I'm definitely gonna go watch it again. I'm gonna give it all my money. So saying that, I am going to give this a 9 out of 10 in terms of Transformers movies, not compared to any other movie, compared to like just regular Transformers, what we've gotten before. This is definitely a 9 out of 10 for me. I'm a huge fan, so I love this. I really enjoyed this, and I will give it the crown because of that, because I'm going to go watch in as many formats as I can before it releases, and then I go and buy it because that's just what fans do. We're addicted. Any other things I wanted to say, I guess, that my theater clap right after the movie. So I haven't had a theater clap in like the longest time. And so I felt awkward being the only one that wasn't clapping. So I did clap a bit. I mean, it was an early viewing, so I'm assuming everyone was excited there. Everyone seemed to be fans. You should definitely go watch it. I'll see you next time, I guess, for The Wild Robot, another animated movie, because I love animation. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here because it's hot and I need to get somewhere. I'm running late. I have to redo this review. Okay, see ya. Bye.